What's good, everyone? This is Dev the Coolest.
And this is JB.
And
welcome to hashtag Slick Talk.
Inlet with a hashtag.
We back, y'all. What's good?
Happy 2021, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year, y'all.
Yes, Happy New Year. You see our faces.
Yes, you see our faces. Finally, here we are.
I look like quarantine.
Stop it. I look like quarantine. What does quarantine look like, child?
This.
Happy. Okay, with a smile on your face. That's all that matters. Okay.
Welcome back, y'all. We hope y'all been taking care and loving yourselves and doing everything you need to do for peace. And, 2020 was a hell of a year.
Was.
Baby, we made it.
It was very, very tumultuous.
Yes. We made it through 2020.
We did. We're here.
That's something we could put on our resume. Made it through 2020.
Listen, and we should get the job right then and there. I mean,
right.
Listen, if you made it through 2020, listen, I mean, I've just been thinking about the fact that years from now, may we, be able to live long and healthy lives, that we can actually look back and say, remember the year 2020? Like, that was crazy. Like, It was a lot of stuff going on, but we made it through and, we prospered and, I'm just thankful that with everything going on, that I'm still here and still trying to keep my energy upbeat and stay positive and show love and all that. So
yes, show love. That's what's necessary right now.
Yeah, it's important. It's important. You never know what someone is going through, especially at this time. So, my theme leaving 2020 was, show love and give love, and going into 2021 it's the same thing. Okay.
Yes. I love this microphone.
Okay, you see, try to feel like Beyonce a little bit, with the little microphone. All I need is like some wind somewhere so it could blow maybe my beard.
No, use your ceiling fan.
I know, I am using it, but it's not strong enough. But I could feel it. It's stopping me from sweating right now. So. Right.
I only said it because I saw it in the thing in the background. I was like, you better just bring.
You see it going around. See?
In your eyepiece.
Exactly. You can see it. It's spinning.
Just let it.
I know, right? I could feel it. It's keeping me from sweating.
Yes. But anyway, y'all, what we talking about today is just 2020 in review. I guess it's kind of half shooting the shit. We're just kind of venting and bouncing off of each other, and hopefully y'all can relate and y'all can vent too. We hear y'all, even though we're not there listening. We hear y'all vent to us while we talking.
Let us know what's going on.
But yeah, so the first thing we're going to get into our I guess our favorite episodes of Slick Talk from 2020.
Yeah,
so let's do that first. JB, you can go first. Ladies first.
Okay. So definitely ladies first. I'm like, what? Ghetto. Definitely one. Well, I can mention 3 of my favorite episodes from last season. Even though I enjoyed all of them, I think we kind of like elevated when it came to discussing different topics and everything last season. It was a great season. But 3 that stand out to me specifically. The first one is keep it on the DL. So keep it on the down low. Yes. We definitely had a discussion about that. It was fun and exciting to talk about something.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying it was definitely fun and exciting to talk about something that is kind of like so taboo in society, but very, very much relevant in our community.
Yeah.
And then also to hear the feedback from people that I actually know that are currently DL that listen to the podcast. So that was an exciting episode, and it was a learning lesson as well because we did some research before talking about that episode, and I learned stuff before we even went into that. Another episode was another episode of mine that was fun.
You don't hear those dogs. What? Do you hear the dogs in the background?
No, I don't hear no dogs.
I live in East Oakland, y'all. Just if y'all hear dogs, that is what it is. Y'all should know.
I mean,
But
You
I
don't
just
gotta
want
live in East Oakland to hear dogs, John. You can hear dogs anywhere.
You said what?
I said you don't gotta live in East Oakland to hear dogs, John. You can hear dogs anywhere.
I just didn't want the dogs to overshadow what you were saying. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Okay.
Fuck you, dogs. But another one of my favorite episodes was Vote. We discussed, voting this past November and how important it was, and we gave you guys a list of the propositions that we were voting for in California. We also highlighted some, senators that were running for Senate, and specifically some of the ones that were our favorite. And then, it was just a really great conversation and episode. I feel like it was long. It was a very long episode.
Maybe our longest.
Yeah, maybe our longest, but it was very informative. And I think it was very relevant and good for us to do in that moment, And then the last episode for me was sex.
Okay.
If you don't know by now on the podcast, I'm a very sexual person. I like talking about sex. I like having sex. I like, experimenting with sex and everything like that. So just talking about the different, things that we've done and that we've experienced in that, during that episode, and, hearing your experiences, which I, for the most part, know already. I mean, we've been friends for a while now. So I've heard a lot of your stories and things like that, but it's always good hearing them back. Because Dev knows how to tell a story, okay? He knows how to tell a story, and I love it. So, that was one of my favorite episodes. And in that episode specifically, I got a lot of feedback as well. People were surprised to hear some of the stuff that I mentioned that I love doing. So, what about yourself?
Well, I'll get back to the sex one, but my favorite ones for the year, all the ones that you mentioned actually, and then I love the one that we had, masturbate, that we had with Maisha. That was a fun episode.
Shout out Maisha.
Yes, Maisha.
She was dope.
She it's funny because our episode on Apple Podcasts ended up being like censored, which is interesting. It's like if y'all scroll back to season 4 earlier in 2020 and see, our list of episodes, masturbate is there, but it says M dot 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 E.
Exactly. And that was a dope topic.
Yes, it was fun. It was nice. Love her. Souls and G Spots is her IG with Z's, not S's. But that was a fun one. And another one that I love and I've always loved is our shooting the shit episodes.
Yes,
those are always fun. Because it's just us shooting the shit, talking and just going and whatever comes to mind. Like there's an agenda, but there, in the sense of like there's a list of things we're going to talk about. However, there's a specific like boom, we're going to hit this point. It's just us just ranting and raving, and listeners seem to love it too a lot. So but what I will say, going back to your sex episode, baby, or not but our sex episode.
Yes,
that episode was, I think, maybe besides masturbate for that year, sex was the listened to episode, and I'm just still surprised that that so many people were just taken aback by some of the stuff that we talked about, because it's like, well, but I don't think people were taken aback as much as they were like, wow, like other people are doing the shit that I like to do too. Like this is just, it's not a uncommon thing,
Exactly. Yeah, that's the feedback that I got with that episode. It was just like, you guys are really, because I mean, I think both of us are very kind of, I think what that came to be honest with you, and I thought about it, is that we're pretty much conservative and very discreet on social media compared to like other people that are just out there and flaunting and like opening their mouth. And you would think because of our platform in this podcast that we'll be like, everybody know our whole life, but there are some things that we still keep sacred, and there are some things that we still keep personal and private, but we went out on a limb and decided to be a little bit more, forthcoming and risque and everything like that. So people actually hearing that side of us was just like, oh, y'all really okay? Just JB, you went to threesomes too? Like I'm into threesomes too. So it was a good time.
You into whips and chains
Right?
and things and being hung and not
This
hung.
from a swing, it being the swing.
Not hung from
That was that one. That was actually one thing that somebody did come to me and said and was like, I never came across the type of person that would go on a swing, go in a little sexual swing. I was like, baby, you don't know the half.
Right,
okay?
not the half of it, baby.
Yeah.
Ask me on date now because baby.
Listen, it definitely was a great. We did 2 seasons last year.
Yeah.
It was a great 2 seasons. Again, I say this all the time. I'm happy that we were consistent and we pushed through, and you know, we tried to give you guys what you wanted. Hope you guys, you know, really enjoyed. And now it's a new year and we're on a new season, and hopefully we could just come bigger and better.
Yes, absolutely. 2021, which is crazy to say because I don't even recognize that it's 2021 yet.
It feels like the same year. It doesn't feel like a new year.
Well, yeah, we're early as fuck in the year, and so it's just like, hold on, let me look at my calendar because let me see. Your birthday coming up.
My birthday is coming up in 10 days from today.
Next week, so it'll be Friday.
Next Friday is my birthday.
Yeah.
By the time this episode is released, my birthday would be in 4 days.
Yes. How does it feel being your age?
You know what's crazy is, I know this may sound like a politically correct comment or statement, but I actually am very, very blessed and thankful to be here. You know what I'm saying? Just to be here. Like, I don't, and you know, this may be too deep, but I'm not upset at where I'm at in life. You know, I mean, obviously I would want more and I would want to be, well, maybe not obviously, but I definitely want more out of life and I want to be, you know, flourishing and be in a better position. But I'm good and I'm happy with just being exactly where I'm at right now. You know, I'm alive. I'm somewhat healthy. And the reason why I say somewhat is because actually currently I'm recovering from COVID-19. Currently.
We got to talk about your experience with that too.
Listen, so I'm just happy that thank you. I'm happy that I'm feeling better. I'm happy that I'm able to still push through with this. You know, I'm just happy that I'm here, to be honest with you. A lot of people didn't make it through 2019, 2020, you know, and here I am in 2021 and I'm getting to see, you know, it's still 10 days till I, you know, turn my ages. I'm gonna be turning 34. So it's still 10 days till I get there. But
I want people to know your age. That's why.
I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping on none of that. I'm just thankful and I'm blessed that it looks like I'll be making it to 34. And yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, you know. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yes. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you, friend. Top of the episode. You didn't even.
Oh, you did it. You slipping already.
Y'all.
Thank you, friend. Thank you so much, friend.
So you enjoyed your Jesus year.
I did. I was nervous going into it because I'm like, does this mean I'm gonna get crucified? Remember? I was like, does this mean I'm gonna get crucified? I don't know what, you know, everything is so unpredictable in my life sometimes. So I'm like, I don't know what could happen, but you know, I made it through my Jesus year. Here at 34, still feeling good, you know, and just, you know, going with the flow, boot up, you know.
Exclusively.
I mean, I try to give you niggas time to come with the shit, but somebody came, you know what I'm saying, with all, you know, with all the right things, you know, and I'm definitely happy.
If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Listen, well, it's not a ring yet, but I'm definitely, you know, in a great monogamous relationship.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, come on, 2021. So no, you say, so do you mind sharing not necessarily the experience of getting COVID, but how your experience has been with COVID? Because I know a lot of our listeners may or may not have experienced it themselves, or do you want to share that with people?
Yeah, I don't mind. I was confused for a minute because the screen went away and I'm like, okay, I just hear him talking. I don't see where he's at. It was something going on with my laptop. So yeah, essentially, it's crazy, and I won't go too deep in it because I want to hear your thoughts on it as well from somebody that hasn't gotten it yet, or at all hasn't gotten it and won't get it. Let's say that. I throughout 2020, I know it was highly not recommended to travel or to go anywhere or to congregate and get in groups or anything like that. I wasn't listening a lot of the time. Like I definitely, took precautions and didn't go out all the time. Or we live in California, so we're on lockdown.
Right.
So there was not too much I can do in general. But there were times where I went out of the state. I went to New Orleans. I went to Texas. I went to, Palm Springs, Vegas. Like I did my traveling during that time, and the whole time, I didn't feel like I caught COVID. I came back feeling good, feeling healthy. All it took was me inviting one person over. During Christmas Eve, I actually invited a few friends over, but there was just one person and those few friends that ended up having COVID, and he didn't know. He wasn't feeling well, but which is crazy, is one of the first signs they say when contracting COVID is denial. You think that it's just like a cold or something like that, or you think it's something else. So he was in that situation where he didn't think it was COVID, and he ended up passing it to pretty much everybody, in the party because we were smoking, sharing a blunt. So it was like you would think that me traveling, it probably would have come at that time. But all it literally took, as I'm telling everybody, all it literally took is a friend that I trusted to be responsible to come over my place and end up passing it to me. So in short, what I will say too is that I had like pretty much all the symptoms, completely had all the symptoms of COVID.
Like the loss of the smell and taste.
I'm just now currently regaining a little bit of taste and smell back. Like my smell is still kind of like I can barely smell, which is like a bad thing for me because I'm like smelling is like really important to me. Like I go I move through life like smelling stuff. Like I'm the smeller. So which sounds weird, but so yeah, that's slowly but surely coming back. But yeah, definitely had all the symptoms. And got tested, came back positive, and Thursday I go get tested again, and Thursday will be the 11th day since I've been quarantining. Okay. So and since my symptoms have started, essentially. So we'll see how that goes this Thursday. But again, there are people that are, as you can note as well, Dev. There are people that have had struggles with this a lot, and that ended up in the hospital that didn't make it. So I know kind of like I put myself in the position. They keep on telling us to quarantine and stay away from people and everything like that. But it's just a risk that we take, unfortunately, that all of us take because we come in like a lot of people is just not staying at home by themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people aren't doing that. They think it's cute to like maybe get 1 or 2 or 3 people over or hang out and do that. But I'm prime example. That's literally all it took.
The fatigue is real. The quarantine fatigue is real. Like, but like I said, constantly in the last season, just because we're over COVID doesn't mean COVID is over. Like I'm over it too. You know what I'm saying? And to what you were just saying, like I have someone in my family that passed away from COVID or complications with COVID. They had pre-existing conditions, was in and out of the hospital for as long as I can remember, caught COVID, passed away. So
it's scary.
Yeah, it's real. I'm glad, but I'm really glad that you're doing, you're feeling better and
thank you.
And
it's crazy. They just came. I appreciate that. I do. And I also want to just shout out, and before we move on, I just want to shout out those that have been reaching out consistently to me, that know that I had caught it and that hit me up. Like I have some friends that literally hit me up every day. Like, like, what do you need? How are you feeling? Do you want me to drop off a care package at your front door? Like it's just going through something like this really shows you like who's rocking with you and who deserves to have as much respect as a friend as possible, because this is when you truly see your friends. So shout out to them. And then the last thing I would say is that there's a statistic going around, or there is an actual statistic that's facts that says that there's 1 in 5 people in Los Angeles County have COVID.
Wow.
So with that being said, I would just say tell everybody to encourage everybody to really be careful
Yeah.
with whatever you're doing. 1 in 5 people at this point right now have COVID in Los Angeles. So
wow. The owner of the liquor store, the liquor store around the corner over here. Like he caught COVID.
Really?
So that's why I was like, baby, this shit is real. This is I'm not going to this store no more. Now let me not say.
Listen, I mean, he then damn near touched everything. Probably it's scary.
But yeah,
I mean, it's not about. I mean, you have to be cautious. I don't think it's about being insensitive. I mean, that's the problem. I feel with a lot of us that we don't realize that it could literally happen to any one of us at any point.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to be cautious. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So okay, so moving on from that, and JB's here and healthy. And his birthday is this Friday. We should just name this episode JB.
No.
Well, we're starting. Yes, but what we're starting the season are segments. So we're getting into a segment right now. I don't know if JB wants to introduce it or because it's going to be me talking. But
you can introduce it. Go ahead. I've been talking for the past 15 minutes anyways.
We're going to do different segments. So it won't be the same segment every episode. But this episode, we're going to do a minute of wellness. So for the next minute or less, I will be talking to everyone about just wellness. And you'll get more about the purpose of it when you hear it. Hey Slick Talkers, it's Dev the Coolest, and welcome to our first segment that we're having, and this one is called A Minute of Wellness. Now, just to give you a quick preface, I'm not, or a disclaimer, I guess, I am not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't work in social work or anything of the mental health nature. This is just me speaking from my personal experience and my thoughts on wellness and just everything that I've learned and continuing to learn about mental wellness. And in this first, iteration of the segment, I want to talk about protecting your peace. If you've been following us for a while, if you've been, listening to our episodes, especially as of late in the last 2 seasons or so, you will hear me or JB encouraging you to protect your peace. And I just want to talk about that really quick, what that looks like for me. Protecting your peace is if something doesn't serve you or something is not working for you, or if you just feel like this is something that you don't want to do, don't do it, or don't move into that way, right? Or if there's somebody in your life that's constantly badgering you and it's not helping you become your best self, or making you don't feel like you're looking like your best self, like dismiss it, maybe come back to it. But what I also want to say with that is, while you are dismissing things that don't serve you, don't make protecting your peace toxic, for yourself or for other people. Don't sit at home all day and sulk in your sorrows because you feel like, this is like you're not going because you're in the midst of depression. And we'll talk about depression in another segment area. Depression is real. It's really hard to work out of, but you always have to check in with your intention and make sure that while you are protecting your peace, you're doing it from a genuine and good space, because it is just something that is not going to work for you. So that it's only supposed to be a minute of wellness, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But that is today's topic: protecting your peace. Protect your peace always, and do what works best for you. Because if your cup is empty, you can't pour into anybody else's. So do what's best for you and make sure you're good and make sure you're in a great space. All right, I'm looking forward to doing more of these with you, and just talking about different things to focus on wellness, or just to even think about. And I would love to hear you guys' feedback on this, and even anything to add. This is an open forum here. Okay. All right, love y'all. Protect your peace always, and talk to you soon. All right, y'all. We hope that you enjoyed that minute of wellness and took something away from it. Next week will be something different. and something JB will be talking about. But
Good job, Dev. Good
thank you,
job. I
thank you.
like that. And I would have to say is that you came up with the idea of doing that. And I think that's going to be a fantastic type of like, thing to enter into our episodes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
absolutely.
And I'm not gonna spoil yours, but people get into it because next week JB will be doing his.
I'll
So
see what I can come up with, But I do want to say something before we do continue. So I don't know if you're going to mention it or not, and you can elaborate if you want to. But I
okay.
do want to say Happy Founders Day to you and your Greek
Oh yeah, thank
organization.
you.
How do you feel?
Thank you. Yes, we're recording today on Founders Day, January 5th. I mean, I feel fine. 110 years of achievement.
And how
Um,
many are you able to say how long for yourself?
yeah,
Hello?
I crossed in spring 12, so this year will be, it's 8 years, but this year will be 9. May 15th will be 9 years.
You like an OG in this like Greek thing.
The crazy thing is when I look at like my profiles, I'm like, oh my goodness, like y'all really
Yeah.
old heads, like, and I know y'all, so
Yeah.
like y'all made me and y'all old heads, so that's it's great. And I
Yeah.
have a bunch of neos, so shout out to the Newts. Happy J5, happy Founders Day. And we start the year off, you feel me, like we start this shit off, like, yeah.
January is a good month. Also, what I would say is on my birthday, and this is just like, just something extra information, some information. On my birthday, January 15th, is who's Founders Day?
AKA Alpha Kappa Alpha.
So it's like two of my favorite Greek organizations in the month of my birthday.
And then
I
the
mean, the
day
month of
after is
my.
Theta Phi Beta.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that, but shout
Yeah.
out to them. Shout out to them too.
There are a few founders at Delta, Sigma. We are all of our founders, not all of ours, but most of the D9's founders days are in January. But we started.
Oh, got it. So that's
But
new to
thank you.
me. But definitely, two of them that I highlight for me is definitely the Kappas and the AKAs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you for
definitely. Of
mentioning that. So we're
course.
getting back to the 2020. So I know we just had that minute of wellness, but let's get into some highs and lows of 2020.
Yeah.
So let's get the negative out the way. So what's the low for you, or what are some of the lows for you?
I think the lowest thing for me, or the lowest point, is just the fact that we have to go through COVID. Like the whole situation with like people losing their lives, with this administration, this current administration, because we're still in the midst of a Donald Trump administration, this current administration just being totally reckless with American lives. He put his Vice President Pence in charge of COVID, organization or what have you, and it's been completely a failed mission. So it's just unfortunate that people had to lose their lives during this time. I could deal with not having to go out, or sitting my ass at home and stuff like that, and putting up with having a quarantine. Yeah, it's unfair, and yeah, we want to go out and turn up and drink and get back to normal life. But if you really look at the big takeaway of last year, I feel, was losing so many lives. Like people lost so many lives. I lost a couple of family members as well last year, and it didn't feel good, And I know that I just know that really didn't sit right with me. It didn't feel, and it obviously it shouldn't feel good to anyone. But I just know that it really was something that could potentially be traumatizing. I lost my aunt, rest in peace, last year, and for the first time in my life, out of all the funerals that I've been to, it hasn't been a whole lot, thank God, but out of all the funerals that I've been to, I've never gotten up and spoke. And during my aunt's funeral, which I would say shout out to my family for being able to put on a funeral in the midst of a pandemic that was very, very safe, and we followed all guidelines. But I got up and I spoke, and I felt the need to speak, because it was just like, she meant so much to me, just like I'm sure people that lost family, you said you lost people in your family as well. These people mean so much to us, and it's unfortunate that 2020 and a global virus just took us out the game. So that was the lowest point of, like, when I think back, I'm just like, 2020 would be an imprint
No, yeah, we all lost, family members and, just so many people unnecessarily, or I shouldn't say unnecessarily, but just the handling of it was trash for the and people that were careful even caught it and passed away from it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just the rhetoric surrounding it was, and so my condolences to you and your fam.
Thank you. Thank
For,
you. You too.
for losing
You too.
someone.
And then,
Yeah,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, I was. You can finish. You can start.
No, yeah. In addition to that, like I think 2020, like, was it even a year? Like it just like I looked up
Listen.
and here we are in 2021. Like I remember New Year's Eve 2020, going into 2020, and then from March to December, it just wrapped. Like it was just nothing. Like it just ended. Um, so something about feeling a low life or a low point for me is like feeling like I didn't even have a year. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I was unemployed, still unemployed, but I was unemployed for most of the year. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
2020 was just like like, I don't,
Yeah.
but remember, and we said this, we talked about our favorite episodes. I didn't mention this episode, but the one with Retrograde Mommy, It's in the Stars. Do you remember that one?
I do. I do. That was another favorite episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it early last year, early 2020. And she was saying how things are just going to be changed. Things are going to be
She
different.
did. She
So,
did. She called the hell out of that. She
mhm,
definitely called the hell out of that. But it's just like, even I know she wasn't even the only one to have that feeling,
right.
that something was boiling and something was going to happen. But I just feel like nobody could have ever predicted that we would be in the middle of a global pandemic,
Yeah.
really taking lives out and changing just the way we live life. Like I know that there's a vaccine that's out now that people are getting, but I don't think we'll ever it'll literally be like a new normal. I don't see us ever going back to the way things were.
Yeah.
And I'm mixed. I have mixed emotions on that. I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, honestly, I think that's a good segue into the highlights because there are a lot of things that I like from 2020 in regard to how we've been living. Like, I like social distancing. I like people not being next to me. Like, I went to a drive-in movie for the first time in 2020.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and with
for the first time
in my life with Bay, and it was.
What movie y'all see?
Huh?
What movie y'all see?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, did you guys like it?
Yeah, we liked it.
Is that all you guys did? Or you guys watched the full movie? Listen, the listeners want to know. I'm just asking the questions that the listeners will be asking. Okay?
We liked what we saw of it. No, I mean, this is not a part of the conversation, y'all, but I will say that for Wonder Woman, the actor surrounding the actor that played Wonder Woman is what made the movie. The actor that played Wonder Woman, I can't think of her name, but her stakes were too low for me as an actor. Like, it was very boring. But everyone around her made the movie good, entertaining.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, yes, I went to a drive-in movie for the first time in my life. I like being able to be home and interviewing from home with the job interviews that I've had and just potentially working from home. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. Like, I've seen people, don't get me wrong. Like, I went up to up north for New Year's and, blah, blah, blah. But so I'm seeing people, but I enjoy generally just being by myself or not by myself, just away from people. Leave me the fuck alone,
Damn. Really? Just don't come by me at all?
Well, not even that. I mean, maybe.
Listen,
I was gonna try to make it look good or sound good, but then honestly, no. Yeah, don't come by me. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that to a certain extent, but then I enjoy kind of like the whole vibe. Like, I don't need a whole lot of people, but like I enjoy being around like a couple of friends and just shooting the shit, playing spades, or drinking, or
I still
smoking.
don't know how to play spades, by the way.
Listen, I taught Bay recently, and now you can't tell this nigga nothing. I'm like, don't forget who taught you, nigga. But let's be clear. But yeah, I mean, I can see that it is a balance. I'm happy that with the space that you're speaking on and us social distancing stuff, it gives us time to actually reflect on our lives and like where we need to improve in and like work on what we should be doing, at least is working on things that inspire us and that make us happy and getting closer to our family and friends and everything like that. So I think with the space that you're talking about and talking about get away from me, what comes is some great things. This year you said you got to interview for some dope jobs. I feel like from an outside perspective, what I can say from you is that you kind of like have an idea now where you want to go. And not saying that you didn't have it in the past, but being that everything is so unpredictable and we don't know what we want to do or what we can do, I feel like you have taken this time to really just sit with yourself and say, okay, this is who I am as a person. This is what I want to do moving forward. And what happens in the future just comes in the future. I know that you took a break off of social media as well,
Yes,
so that was good.
And the hope is that everyone did that, right? Like 2020 was and thank you for saying that, but 2020 was like a year. And how you utilize that year though is what really, like, yes, we lost people, unfortunately. Like, we were sheltered in place, like we couldn't see people, or we weren't supposed to see people rather, and we weren't supposed to travel, like we're just home nonstop. The thing is, like, I hope on the flip side that everyone was able to take away something from that year and say, like, and be with themselves, sit with themselves, know themselves more, and just recognize, like, the power of your life is in your hands, like, if you took that year to be with yourself and just do nothing, that's fine. If that's what you needed. If you took that year to better yourself, I saw a lot of Black people getting into stocks and real estate and stuff last year, and really just being able to just sit and be like, okay, like, I don't need necessarily the stuff that I was getting or I had, like, and I can build the life that I need for me. So, but yeah, I was able to sit with myself. I took a break off of social media for 2 months, which was beautiful. And yeah, I hope
No,
everyone.
that's really good. Yeah, I definitely. I feel like I definitely a lot. Um, yeah, I mean, that in itself, taking a break off of social media was admiring. Because I definitely think that that's something good to do, like completely deleting all the apps and not getting on, just kind of like focusing on, different aspects of your life. So that was definitely something that I looked at. I was like, okay, I see you. But yeah, I mean, overall, 2020. I mean, I know I talked about the down moments of losing lives, and then I didn't also mention at that time a few minutes ago about people losing their jobs too.
Yeah.
A lot of people lost their jobs, and a lot of people lost their homes. There's a lot of evictions that were happening, and vehicles that had to get taken. But I definitely believe that it was a once in a lifetime year. I don't see us, having that year,
Yeah, again.
in our lifetime again. So it's just like whether you took that year to, be productive, or whether you took that year just to sit the fuck down and not do anything at all. It was your choice. You would have to live with it. I just hope that moving forward, we can just look back on that year and say that was that, and this is this. Moving forward, 2021, we made it through. And yeah, so yeah. Also, shout out to the frontline workers. Like we have to say that before we end that segment or this topic specifically. Shout out to the frontline workers, the nurses, the doctors, everybody that's really putting their lives essentially at risk to take care of us and take care of this. Yeah. People working at Aldo and
Right.
working doing job that should be closed, no shade, but we don't need no shoes right now. We don't.
I definitely walked into some retail stores.
A lot of us did. You went it alone. The stores out here. That's why I just told you like how long ago that there's 1 in 5 people in Los Angeles that have it, and there's still stores at the Grove that are open. It's like 1 in 5. Like that's 1 in 5, and there's still stores that are open. Like shut everything down. But anyways, I digress.
That's 20% of the county.
My nigga, like
that. No, but shout out to y'all and thank y'all because I think a lot of y'all helped keep a bit of normalcy. I don't know what normalcy is now, but You know what I'm saying? Like we was able to still go to the stores and, and y'all put yourselves at risk for, to do that.
Yeah.
So thank y'all
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
shout out to y'all.
Shout out to them. But I mean, and then we're still talking about
And nurses and doctors, of course. Duh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, definitely them. Definitely them. And I have some of my family that have been still staying strong and doing it. I'm like, child, you better than me, because that's like playing Russian roulette in a
no,
sense.
for
You just
real.
don't know.
How much is that?
But
No.
no, listen, truthfully, do I gotta go to school? Can I just, how much is it? But yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, just to, I guess, wrap it up, the conversation a little bit. I found love in 2020, which is good. It's a highlight.
But let's tell the listeners how I have never met your partner.
You have never met him. Yes, you have not. But obviously you will eventually. Just gotta bring your ass down to LA again and come over.
Yes.
But
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really happy, and I'm excited for the future. I want us to be able to, travel more together, and stuff like that. But I got closer to my family around this time. Got closer to friends, and I just got to sit with myself. I mean, this is the last thing I'll say too about a highlight, but me.
That's going to be another highlight before we wrap it up, but I'll let you finish what you were saying.
On my end?
On all of our end, you'll know what it is. You know what it is.
Oh yeah. No, I know what it is. Yeah, that is definitely a highlight. Well, for us at least. But
you say you saw.
Yeah, I mean, just in the past, like in 2019, I mean, from 2017, well, the end of 2016, all the way to like, once we got on the middle, like, of the pandemic, I was moving. I was just on the move. I was traveling so much, and I was just on the go, and I didn't sit still. Even the beginning of 2020, like in the beginning of 2020, before we went on lockdown, I literally was in Dallas. I was in the Bahamas, and then I went to Mexico, all before February. We went on lockdown in February. So I was just on this whirlwind of like moving around so much, and I really needed to sit down. And I was tired of people telling me to sit down, because I was just like, I want to do this. This is what makes me happy. This is what brings me joy. But in retrospect, now thinking back to it, I'm blessed and happy that I got to just sit down and stay still. And with me sitting down and staying still, I got to get closer to my family. I got to find a partner who I love now. So
I love it.
Thank you, friend.
I hope listeners, y'all really grew from this year too. Like it's easy to focus on the bad stuff, but a lot of stuff came from this year. Also, I'm dating someone too, and the person that I'm dating, I met in April of last year when everything started, popped off. So not to say that a person is what makes me happy, but there are a lot of great things that happened. Absolutely. So congratulations.
And I'm very, very happy to hear that as well. I'm happy that we're both in this space at the same time. I can't wait till the double dates. I can't wait till
Now let either of these niggas try us, because baby.
Oh, listen. Listen. I haven't met your partner as well. Right. So I'm sure as soon as he meets me, I'm gonna have to let him know, because all of my friends know I'm like a older brother. I don't play that shit. I'll definitely come to your house.
But the crazy thing, okay, quick story, y'all. So I am dating someone right now. Just put it out there. And we met actually when we first started. Well, we met on the app, not Grindr, Jack. And we started like we're still building a friendship. I love it. Like I can really speak to building a friendship before you get into a relationship now. Like we were playing video games together and talking shit. I play video games with his cousins and a whole bunch of other stuff, and still building a friendship. But even now, like, okay, this wasn't supposed to be talked about in this episode.
Please, it doesn't matter. This is a shooting the shit episode.
Like, yeah, it's fun though. Like I love that we built that like foundation. Like we were having sex the other day and we were joking, like like not because of the sex, but it was just like our thing that
energy.
we're like thing that we have. Like he slid in and said something, and it just the rest. It was just funny the whole
Oh,
time. Like I was laughing as I was coming, but
I'm done. He done went far left. See how he started 2021, y'all? Laughing while you coming. I'm done.
no, but that's the thing. Like, and you know, that's all that to say. Like, I think it's important to definitely build a relation or build a friendship before getting into a relationship. But also, 2020 wasn't all bad. You know, like
No,
if you look at things
no
in a certain lens, like you know, start a gratitude journal. That's what I did. Start a gratitude journal, writing it, you know, as much as you can every night. About 3 things that you're grateful for every day. Like, and you'll realize like everything isn't as bad as we feel it is. But the last thing, I'm rambling now, but the last thing is that we have a new president.
Yes.
I mean, we
Yes,
hold his
yes,
feet to the fire.
yes.
Listen, y'all, we holding his feet to the fire. I'm
Mm.
not the savior. Let me just give that preface. But Trump is out the office, and I love it.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And
And we have
that
a Black woman VP.
listen, the first woman VP period, and then yes, the first Black woman VP. Oh,
Yeah.
and I seen and just a little sidebar on that. I seen a video that she posted, and she was in the middle of the streets, like just I think during Christmas time, and she was just talking to people, and somebody said, "Yay, Madam Vice President," and it just sounded so good to hear Madam Vice President. And I think just I know a lot of people are excited about this moment, but there are some that aren't excited and that can literally care less. But I think it's important for people just to look at the overall picture of this. Like anybody could. This just to go show that we've come so far. We have a long way to go, but we've come so far. And anybody, any little girl, any Black little girl can reach that position right now. So.
Absolutely.
Definitely excited about that. We did it, Joe. We did it.
You're going to be the next president
of the United States.
We did it.
But going back real fast, though, I do want to say to your point, because I didn't get to touch on that I put on my finger in the thing. Yeah. Yes, friendship is definitely a good foundation to start off at. And I'm happy to hear that. And yeah, I just want to, in addition to saying that, I just want to, put some positive energy and good vibes and sprinkle it all on 2021.
Right. And for
I just want to, for everyone, even those that I don't, speak to anymore, friends, family that I don't speak to anymore.
Right. Even the 70 million people that voted for Trump, like,
listen,
a sprinkle of good energy for 2021.
Good energy. I mean, that's all I want. Leading with love, sending you love, all that. It's all good vibes.
Yeah. So no, absolutely. And I posted on my Facebook. I said I'm tiptoeing into this year because I walked into 2020 thinking, oh, it's 2020. It's a whole number, and it's about to be great.
Yeah, and then boom.
It did, but now I'm kind of like going back on what I said. It was a good year at certain aspects, but it just wasn't what we expected.
So. I think a lot of people could say even the aspects, even though there were good aspects of the year, I think overall it wasn't a good year. Overall, my personal opinion, there was good aspects, but overall it was a lot of stuff going on. Not even just the COVID and people dying and stuff. Like one of the nastiest elections of all time.
Still going. Still saying that people, and I don't want to kumbaya the year. So let me thank you for saying that. The year wasn't a kumbaya moment, but it definitely,
had some good moments.
Definitely was there.
In full force. Yeah.
Full force taught us. But anyway.
But I'm happy that we're back. I appreciate you, still going hard. I appreciate us both still going hard and, staying consistent with the podcast. We've come a long way, but I'm excited.
Yes. Same.
Cheers to a really great season. You guys are in for a treat. We got some special guests. I know I'm always talking about special guests, but we definitely have some special guests.
We didn't have any guests last season. So this season we're definitely gonna have a few people. But yes, season 6.
Season 6 in full force. Let's go.
Yes, and y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us, listening to us, and vibing with us. Appreciate y'all. Y'all been rocking with us since season 1, and anyone that just joined us, welcome. Check out season 1 up to this point. Hear the growth, hear the conversations, conversations we've had thus far. Looking forward to hearing your segment next week. So, and whatever we're talking about next week, I don't know yet, but
but we have a agenda going now. We got some great ideas coming up.
Yes, but we love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Love above all, protect your peace, and take care of yourself, child. It's 2021, and because since you're over COVID, doesn't mean COVID is over.
And then also, I'm sorry, before we go, I forgot, we do have to talk about, maybe we could say it in the next episode, the beginning of next episode, but talk about if we have any resolutions or anything for this New Year's or what we want to bring.
No,
so, or not even necessarily.
Bye, good night, y'all. I'm joking.
Damn. Bye, good night, y'all. No, we definitely could just talk about things that we hope to look forward to next year. In the next episode, we could start off with that.
Well, yeah. No, yeah. I mean, just real quick, just continue growth for me. Just growing. As I said last year when we talked about that, just grow. Okay.
What happened?
I don't know, but it said I was signed out, so here we are. Okay. Anyway, we just gonna go ahead and end it. You got a quick one?
No, I can go with growth. I mean, I'll probably touch on it throughout the seasons or whatever the case. I mean, the episodes that we have, but I'll go with growth right now.
Okay. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us and watching us via Zoom and seeing our faces. This is our first season of y'all seeing our faces and how we while we're talking. But we love y'all. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon.